There's a strange thing that I noticed about Beth Jacob. Just one. I noticed from the time I first arrived that folks love telling me about previous rabbis. And what they said, it wasn't ever critical of me, or a complaint about changes, or mere nostalgia. And for a long time, I couldn't put my finger on what was driving all of these stories from so many different kinds of people. And then I figured it out. People were telling me about previous rabbis because they were proud of their old rabbis, proud to have had a relationship with a man they held in high esteem because he was a great scholar, because he was a great friend, because he was a great mensch. The storyteller often had pride in that shared greatness, that wonderful part of the Jewish tradition that was part of their experience, something they were happy to support and be associated with. And once I knew what was driving these stories, I really liked hearing the stories of the old Beth Jacob and to hear folks bragging about their rabbis. But that's only half the story. You should know that when I go out to rabbinic conferences and I speak with other rabbis, I brag about you. I get to bore them with stories of how an incredibly dedicated and committed community can do what they can do. I can wow people with what, against significant odds, you have accomplished here. Because you know as well or better than I do that there is every reason not to believe that we would reach this moment. A few years back, I don't know how many people predicted this. One of my colleagues, a rabbi in Toronto, when I told him about this project, said it was Mechayei Hamitim. It's like our prayer that God will miraculously give life to the dead. You could have given up on this place. You could have given up on this place. You could have taken an easier way out. But you did not. You stuck with Beth Jacob. You helped her build it in so many different ways. For as many different reasons as there are members and friends of Beth Jacob Synagogue, we come together to build a Kihila Kadosha, a sacred community. And that's why I tell other people the story of what we have done here. It's a wonderful part of the Jewish tradition to be associated with. And a reason for our success is that in the great Jewish tradition, we have never given up hope. Lord Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, the chief rabbi of Great Britain, says Jews should not be optimists. He says, no Jew who knows his or her history can be an optimist. We've seen too much that is too terrible too often to think that everything will always be okay. So instead of being optimists, Lord Rabbi Sachs says, Jews live with hope. He says, optimism is the belief that things will get better. Hope is the belief that if we work hard enough, we can make things better. Between them lies all the difference in the world. Optimism, he writes, is a passive virtue, hope an active one. We do not sit by and wait for things to get better. We actively pursued it. We volunteered, we stepped up, we supported the agents of positive change and became those agents. We are not optimists, naively believing that a better world will happen to us. We live with hope. Hope that we can make an imperfect world better. We do not wallow in our misfortunes or in our missteps. We strive to make tomorrow better. That is living with hope, and that active faith is what builds this community. It is that active faith that is embodied by so many of the people who are here today. From Lauren Richter, who dove into this project more deeply than I ever imagined possible. My goal was to get this project done, and Lauren's goal was to get it done right. And this project was done right, and it happened that way because of Lauren. And from our co-presidents, Ira Greenspoon, whose robust dedication to Beth Jacob is unmatched, and whose hope and results-oriented faith got the two of us into the front row of a Springsteen concert together. Yeah, that's right. And to Cindy Richter, whose capable attention to detail is matched only by her attention to the feelings of all. And she does it all with dignity and grace, worthy of royalty, but she puts it to the work in the soup kitchens of the poor. And to their predecessors, Wendy Schneider, whose intelligence and humor made working here enjoyable and rewarding for the last number of years, and her inability to do things just halfway makes everything around here happen. Her family has now dedicated 3 generations of holy arcs here at Beth Jacob. And John Levy's savvy cool informed us every step of the way. John stands here where his father stood when this building was first built. And there is no greater tribute a son can give to a father than to labor to further his father's most cherished values and his precious legacy. I could go on with as many people as we have supporters, members, and friends. Each of you gives unique reasons for hope. Each of you has helped us build a better future. These are all reasons to be proud of our piece of the Jewish present and the Jewish future, and we share the hope that we can each, as individuals and together as a community, help make this world a better, more godly place, starting right here, by being here for each other, for others, for being part of something that is greater than just ourselves, all in the service of the Holy One. We have a wonderful space, and now it is our charge to fill it with the joyful sounds of Jewish life. I look forward to joining with you in creating something that future generations will brag about. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shechianu v'kiyamanu v'giyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, the ruler of the universe, for granting us life, for sustaining us, and for bringing us to this moment. Amen.